You guys, it's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Crypto Convo, series where we cover exciting news and price action in the land of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. It's a super exciting time in the sector right now. As many of you know, I've never been more bullish on Bitcoin than I am at this moment in time. So I'm pumped to sit down and talk to you guys about some of these things. Let's get straight into it. As always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, of course, TradingView, we have to cover some technicals. Bitcoin looking so strong right now, and I think strong is the best word I could use for this. Holding tight around the $13,000 level right now. You guys can just see, like, just from a very basic TA perspective, higher highs, higher lows on the more short to medium term time frame. But I don't only want to talk to you guys about the short to medium term time frame. I know you guys can, I'm sure you guessed based on the arrows, I do believe we're just waiting for another significant move up. So I will explain that, but I also want to zoom out because we are about to close the monthly candle on Bitcoin, and if we do what I expect us to do, it will be one of the highest monthly closes since the bull rally in 2017. Okay, so I'm guessing it. My money's on that, but again, we will cover that once we get to the charts. We will also take a quick look at ETH XRP link. Some exciting things going on there. Definitely some volatility right now. The markets were pretty crazy today, and we won't be talking about some of our favorite stock plays like Riot, Mara, MSTR, MicroStrategy today. But trust me, you guys, I think they're going to have a very solid day tomorrow. They were hurting today, but they really came back. And again, considering Bitcoin is doing so well, I think they will have a great day tomorrow. So I will make a stock talk on that sector tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But again, today we're just covering crypto and a lot of great news. You guys, the news just keeps coming. In regard to news, the first article we're going to take a look at is Forbes by Ron Shevlin. You guys, look at this. This already has over 100,000 views. That's crazy. That means that again, Forbes is already a very notable, honorable publication, especially the financial space, of course. But 100,000 views in just a day, that's crazy, you guys. Bitcoin is going absolutely mainstream, and that's what we want. The more people who know about it, the more people educating themselves, the more people want it. Okay, so PayPal's new service is a $50 billion stimulus check for Bitcoin. I love that title. Well done, Ron. But again, there's just some good stuff in here. We won't spend too much time on all these articles, but I just want to go over some key points. This is interesting. PayPal service is going to be a big hit. I'm excited to go over some of that stuff with you guys. So that is the first article we're going to cover. Moving on, whale alert. Crypto user moves $1.1 billion in Bitcoin. An anonymous crypto holder just completed the largest dollar value Bitcoin transaction in history. This is crazy, you guys. This is so wild. A $1.1 billion Bitcoin transaction. And the craziest thing just right off the bat that I want to talk to you guys about, this cost, where is it? For a fee, for a fee, you moved $1 billion of Bitcoin for a fee of $3.50. That's insane, you guys. That is absolutely insane that you can send over $1 billion of value for a fee of $3.50. If you wanted to send that via bank wire, via like ACH transfer, that'd be, I mean, you're looking at hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, maybe not hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably actually, yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would say. Okay, so depending on the fees, of course. But absolutely crazy, you guys. I'm excited to talk to you guys about that. On other whale news, the number of Bitcoin whales hits an all-time high during the latest bull run. Bitcoin whales own almost 8 million Bitcoin and do not appear to be in a hurry to sell. So this is what you want, guys. You want strong hands. I always preach strong hands on this channel, and let me tell you guys, I've been involved in many sectors over the course of my trading career. Bitcoin was one of the ones I was first involved in, and maybe I think Bitcoin actually is, just being introspective about this, the reason that I think I'm just so used to strong hands, and I preach strong hands all the time. And the reason I think it's important is because I was birthed in the crypto sector, like my trading career. You guys know what I mean there. But you guys, I came up in the crypto sector. I know what it's like to experience extreme volatility, and that's why I understand if you got a good thing, if you know a good thing, like if you know you have a good thing, if you have fundamental conviction around something, fundamentally convincing as Bitcoin, especially right now, then keep your hands strong and weather the storm, because ultimately the strong hands are the ones who are rewarded in the long run, especially in Bitcoin and crypto related stocks. Okay, so excited to go over, actually dive into some of these things with you guys. But of course, first, please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it, or if you're invested in Bitcoin or any of the cryptocurrencies we're talking about today. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. I greatly appreciate that. And of course, check out my complete portfolio and daily newsletter First link in the description. If you want a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, I do update that every trading day, and with every update, I send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades, and not only doing that during market hours, during real time, so it's real-time updates from myself, but I just let you guys know what's exciting me in the markets in terms of macroeconomic news, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, biotechs, literally everything, okay? So first link in the description if you want real-time updates from myself. Greatly appreciate that as well. If not, no worries though. Let's get into this. So of course, you guys, how are we going to structure this? So, you know, we'll go over PayPal first. We'll go over this article first, and then we'll bounce back there. Just cover some fundamentals first. This is super exciting news, guys. And then we'll hop into some technicals and finish off. Just kind of bounce back and forth. I want to do a good mix between technicals and fundamentals. Okay, so observations from the fintech Snark Tank, that's funny. PayPal announced that it has been granted a conditional BIT license by the New York State Department of Financial Services. The license will enable PayPal to launch a new service that will enable its customers to 1. Buy, hold, and sell cryptocurrency, initially Bitcoin Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin. Litecoin's pumped, they made it in there, to be honest, directly within the PayPal digital wallet. And 2, use the cryptocurrencies as a funding source for purchases at its $26 million merchants. 26 million merchants, sorry. You guys, this is crazy news. This is exactly the step that needs to be taken. Again, I made that whole video talking about how pivotal this news is, and this application is for Bitcoin to the real world. Because the biggest like gripe on Bitcoin right now is that you can't buy anything with it. You can't buy Starbucks with it. But any merchant that is now compatible with PayPal, which is almost every merchant, especially in e-commerce. I mean, I can't remember the last time that I haven't used PayPal on an e-commerce website. You can buy things with Bitcoin, with Ether, with Litecoin. Again, they're pumped. They made it in there. I like Litecoin. I'm just making fun. But this is huge, guys. From a fundamental perspective, this is huge. And this is, I mean, the stars are aligning. You guys have heard me rant about it many times. I'm not going to go over that. But PayPal said there would be no service fees for buying or selling cryptocurrency through December 31st, 2020, and no fees for holding cryptocurrency in a PayPal account. Beautiful. You want it accessible, especially to the new generation. So many people have PayPal on their phones. I'm sure the majority of you guys do. PayPal is actually like the largest bank pretty much in the world if you're thinking about people with accounts with apps on their phone, but actually we'll go over that here. So let's read some of this. PayPal's service is going to be a big hit. Let's go over some numbers. A new survey of 3,000 U.S. consumers conducted by Cornerstone Advisors and FICO found that 60% of smartphone owners have the PayPal app installed on their smartphone. 60% of smartphone owners, and that's everyone, pretty much everyone who has a phone, with very few exceptions, 60% of them have PayPal installed on their phone. I do on my phone right now. Okay, so 14% of PayPal users already own some form of crypto, in contrast to 8% of non-PayPal users. Of those PayPal users, 53% of them use Bitcoin to buy products or services in the past year. What? 53% of that 14%, that's pretty wild, but that's great. I mean, that just shows more adoption. I wouldn't have guessed a number that high. And 2/3 plan to in the next year or two. Amazing. Another 15% of PayPal users intend to purchase or invest in cryptocurrency in the next 12 months, and half of them expect to make retail purchases with Bitcoin in the next year or two. I don't know, like, again, I do trust the institutions that ran this, Cornerstone and FICO. So I mean, FICO obviously is a huge firm, but I mean, these are staggering numbers, you guys. Even when I read this initially before obviously going over it and highlighting and stuff, I was pretty surprised at these numbers, like how impressive these were. And really, again, this just shows adoption, and it's coming fast, very fast. And lastly, $31.2 billion worth of retail products and services were purchased in the past year using cryptocurrencies by all Americans. PayPal users accounted for 74%, $23.1 billion of that amount. Crazy, you guys. Again, and Cash, I mentioned this in the other video, but Cash App, Square and Cash App, because Square is a public company, they have to disclose all of their earnings. In their recent earnings call, they showed that a very, very significant portion of their earnings, of their overall revenue, came from Bitcoin transactions. So although PayPal is making it free up until December, up until pretty much 2021. Wait, did it say December of 2021? Sorry. Oh man, I forgot. So maybe December of 2021, they'll make transactions free, but they're just building up the infrastructure. It might be 2020, but either way, long term, it's going to be a huge profit puppy for PayPal, because that's exactly what we've seen from the exact same infrastructure from Cash App in Square. Okay, so huge news there. You know, actually, we'll talk the charts, and then we'll go back. So Bitcoin, again, looking just strong at $13,000. Again, the reason I said it's looking like on a short to medium term time frame, you can just see here, like, again, higher highs and higher lows. Very, very basic TA 101. High, low, this low is higher than this low. This high that we're at right now is higher than the previous high from mid-August, okay? So higher highs, higher lows, you guys. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I've shown this to you guys many times. But from these March lows, this is a very strong line of resistance on the uptrend. We're still in an uptrend. That uptrend hasn't been broken. And then this sharper uptrend, but still a very conservative uptrend. Both these lines are very conservative lines of resistance on this medium to longish term, more medium term uptrend. But you guys, I think it's almost inevitable in my mind, and I've seen a lot of other analysts, very competent analysts that I respect. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not saying that I'm going to be right or those analysts are going to be right. Always take what we're saying with a grain of salt. But from everything I've seen, I just think it's very, very likely with all the fundamental momentum behind it. If we didn't have such crazy fundamental momentum, I wouldn't be thinking this, but because we do, technicals looking great, fundamentals even better, and I think we could easily see it test one of these lines of resistance. I think this one's more likely. This area that I've had this line drawn about at about the $17,400, $300 to $400 region for a long time, because that was a very significant ceiling for Bitcoin in the 2017 bull run. So it makes sense to come up here, just rally up, go parabolic for a little bit. I think we will probably pull back around the $17,000 area, you know, give or take a few $100s. You never know exactly, but this would coincide perfectly if it does happen to coincide right where this significant ceiling is for Bitcoin back in 2017 with this uptrend, with this line of resistance on these uptrends. I mean, you're looking at like November 10th. We're looking at like a $17,000 plus Bitcoin, okay? And you guys know I do think we will see $20,000 by Christmas, but as soon as November, I think we could see a $17,000 Bitcoin, you guys. Or sorry, November 10th, because it's almost there. It's crazy the month's almost over. It's spooky season. Spooky season for show. The markets were nuts today. Bloody market. I said that in my newsletter this morning. But Bitcoin looking super strong. Let's zoom out real quick, you guys. I just want to show you guys. Let's go to like the 5-year. Actually, let's just go to all time because I think it'll bring us to monthly. So monthly candles, you guys. The last monthly candle that we closed above. So say this. I mean, look. This is the highest monthly candle we've closed above. I mean, if we can close a monthly above, let's zoom it. Sorry, there's so much lines around here. It's kind of hard to see you guys. But you can see here, even in the 2017 bull run, we didn't close a monthly candle above $14,000, above $13,900 to be more specific, because it was just so erratic. It was so volatile. That was such a bubble with very little fundamentals. It was a very speculative bubble, which bubbles are. That's why it was very volatile. We didn't see any monthly closes above 13,900, okay? So if we can close this month above at $14,000, if we can close this month at $14,000, which is getting pretty close, we're getting pretty on the edge right now, but if we can close it above 13,900, you guys, that's a huge deal, and that is a very, very technically pivotal point for Bitcoin to the upside, and really solidifies the fact of what I've thought this whole time, and I'm still convinced, even if we don't see it, that this is the next bull rally in Bitcoin. We're there, baby. So strap in, buckle up, because we're going to Moonsville. I said that in my newsletter this morning too. So Moonsville, here we come. If we do close, I mean, either way, but it would expedite that process if we do see a close above like $14,000. So that's coming up pretty soon, you guys. Again, today's what, like the 26th. So super exciting, you guys. And again, like I said, back here, this was speculative. This was speculation. There was very little infrastructure and fundamental value. There was still fundamental value, but significantly less than there is right now. You guys, PayPal's adopting it, Cash App. So many institutions are adding these things to their balance, public companies, I should say, adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Institutions adopting it. I mean, everything is going right. The government's printing trillions of dollars. Literally every star that could possibly be aligning is aligning for Bitcoin. So I mean, I think it's just so obvious. It's obvious to me. So yeah, excited about that. Let's go over some of these, and then we'll quickly close it out with looking at Ether, Chainlink, and XRP quickly. Okay, so whale alert, crypto user moves $1.1 billion in Bitcoin. An anonymous crypto holder just completed the largest dollar value Bitcoin transaction in history. With Bitcoin's price continuing to hold close to $13,000, one crypto wallet has moved more than $1 billion of the digital asset. According to on-chain data, a Bitcoin wallet holder moved more than 88,000, worth roughly $1.15 billion, for a fee of only, now I'm not going to read that, or $3.58 at the time of publication. The coins were confirmed in blocks 650-ish thousand on October 26. So again, that's crazy, you guys. 1.15 billion for a fee of $3.50. That's how revolutionary Bitcoin is. Again, if you try to do an international wire bank transfer, this would be in the hundreds, like the fee would be hundreds of thousands of dollars at least to make this transfer. And Bitcoin, on the Bitcoin network, it's roughly instantaneous, maybe takes a few minutes tops. and it's for $3.50. It's so obvious. Data from the analytics platform Crystal Blockchain appears to show that the user sent the coins from an address labeled as Zappo Bitcoin Wallet because Coinbase Custody acquired Zappo's institutional business in 2019. It is possible that the $1.1 billion in Bitcoin originated from the US-based exchange. This transaction is the largest movement of any cryptocurrency by fiat value, with the Bitfinex exchange setting the previous record in April. It transferred 161,500 BTC, $1.1 billion at the time. So again, it's crazy just to see how far Bitcoin's come for 68 cents. Neither of these transactions were actually the largest amount of Bitcoin to ever be moved, though. That honor goes to a 550,000 Bitcoin transaction made on November 16, 2011 by Mt. Gox. So if you guys have been in this space for a while, you would have heard of Mt. Gox by now. Very controversial. It was actually a Magic the Gathering exchange. That's what it started as. That's how kind of just nerdy the origins of Bitcoin were, but evolved into one of the greatest, most legacy players in the Bitcoin exchange. But obviously, they saw some very sketchy times and ultimately got liquidated, okay? So worth $1.32 million at the time. That's insane. That amount of Bitcoin could be liquidated for more than $7 billion today. So think about that. At the time, it was 1.32 million. Back in 2011, now it's worth $7 billion. Insane, you guys. That's just how Bitcoin goes. In the Bitcoin versus gold video I made not too long ago, we saw that Bitcoin over gold over time. I mean, Bitcoin's up, what, like 14 million % or something crazy like that. So moving on, last article, the number of Bitcoin whales hit an all-time high. The number of Bitcoin whales reached a new all-time high amid last week's price ascension. On October 20th, there were 2,178 Bitcoin addresses that held at least 1,000 BTC. By October 25th, this number increased to 2,231. At current prices, 1,000 BTC translates to approximately $13 million. Okay, so one whale, that's pretty much how they're classifying a whale, right? Like 1,000 BTC, you're a big dog, you're a big boy in this space, and that does translate at the time of recording, at the time of publication, to approximately $13 million. So that's I would say that's about right. But again, 2,231 addresses holding more than $13 million. Like we said in this whale alert, whales don't want to sell. Like, people don't. The beauty of Bitcoin, and again, the strong hands involved with Bitcoin is staggering. And people aren't going to sell until we see that $500,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so the more people hold, the more scarce it becomes than it already is. It's already so freaking scarce. And when people don't want to sell it, it becomes that much more scarce, all right? So the strong hands equates to, again, you really do. If you have strong hands, you do make money in the long run, and you're also contributing to the scarcity of the asset. And it's just like a beautiful cycle right there. Based on this data, we can surmise the whales control at least 2.23 million Bitcoin, a significant figure equivalent to 12% of the current supply. According to data from Bitcoin charts, these whale addresses actually control a much higher 8 million BTC, or 42% of the total supply. Although we know the number of whale addresses, we do not know how many individuals or entities control them. Multiple addresses could be controlled by a single entity, or likewise, single address could be controlled by multiple parties with a multi-signature wallet. So that's important to remember. Like, the numbers are never going to be exact here. It's just like the main thing that I take away from this is that people have strong hands. These whales, again, we're expecting whales like the Winklevoss twins. I will make a video about this single article from the Winklevi, talking about a $500,000 Bitcoin. Again, that is my price target as well. Probably this week sometime, maybe right after this, we'll see. But I mean, you guys, it's whales, the strong-handed individuals, the ones who have fundamental conviction when it's very obvious, and not many people do. A lot of people think this is still magic internet money, and that will come to an end now that institutions are coming. The institutions are coming. PayPal is adopting freaking PayPal. It's PayPal. That's like the OG of digital wealth transfer. Okay, so again, everything is just playing in Bitcoin's favor right now, and the more people with strong hands, which is a lot of them, a very high percentage of the Bitcoin network, do contribute to that scarcity in supply and circulating supply, that is, and it just contributes to, I mean, appreciating a Bitcoin that appreciates in value. Okay, the more scarce it is, the more it will ultimately appreciate in value. Okay, so we'll call it there, guys. Let's take a quick look at ETH, XRP, and Chainlink. So Ether, you know what, you guys, we'll just take a super bird's eye look at these on the monthly right now. I don't want to get maybe Link not on the monthly, but actually, you know what? Let's go to the weekly, make it a little less crazy here. So let's zoom out here on the weekly. So keep in mind, you guys, ETH's all-time high was at about $1,400. I was in it. I was in there for that whole roller coaster. I did not play that perfectly by any means. I did still come out profitable, but I mean, that's just the game, you guys. You live and you learn, you know. Okay, so again, higher high. I assume on ETH if Bitcoin does well, which I mean, I think it's inevitable that it will. I think ETH is inevitable, like it's undoubtable that ETH will set a higher high here. You see, again, ETH is looking pretty organic right now too. It's holding very strong on this line that was once support. It acted as both support and resistance since these March lows, and this is a very organic just trend line right here. So it's bouncing really. I mean, really, like, it looks really good. I like the way this looks. It's not crazy. It's not parabolic. It's not hockey stick growth, but it's healthy growth, and that's what we like to see, okay? Until things go parabolic, of course. But it looks great. It looks like it wants to break out. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see ETH break its recent highs back in late August. And easily, I think we could easily see a $500 Ether in the near future. And ultimately, because there's so much fundamental infrastructure being built on Ethereum too, like Ether is, if Bitcoin is if Bitcoin's gold, Ether is the internet. You know, there's so many new projects, so many new, like literally, not literally everything, but it's such a high percentage of everything being built on blockchain. If you hear about apps and whatnot being built on the blockchain, it's very likely that it's on the ERC20 token, Ethereum's token, okay? So, I mean, that's great. Ethereum, again, there's so much more fundamentals surrounding Ethereum. This was all hype speculation. They got it to $1,500. I think we could very easily see a just at least 2x the previous high. So at least a $3,000 Ether. We're looking at, you know, like an 8x from this point here. So very bullish on Ether. XRP is significantly lower. So you can see here, XRP, we're at like 25 cents right now. XRP's all-time high is at over $3, so we could still 10x. We could significantly over 10x from this point we're at right now and not even be at its all-time high. But again, XRP, very bullish on XRP, a money remittance platform with Ripple as the company behind the XRP token. Ripple doing very revolutionary things, very powerful, just blockchain cryptocurrency-based company. And XRP, I think it really does serve a purpose, okay? So XRP, bullish on XRP. A lot of people are appealed by the 25-cent price tag, but a lot of people also don't understand that it's not the price per token that's what matters. It's the market cap, and XRP is still the 4th largest cryptocurrency by market cap at I believe a at like an $11-12 billion valuation. I just looked at CoinMarketCap this morning. So XRP, 4th largest cryptocurrency still, so that's very important to keep in mind. The price per token isn't what matters. There can be a billion tokens, right? So in that sense, and there are a lot of tokens for XRP's case. That's why it's 25 cents, okay? So keep that in mind, you guys. But I definitely see a lot of upside for XRP. We've seen it before. I think we'll see it again. It still stood the test of time. Still in that number 4 spot. So I think XRP is looking promising. Chainlink, we'll end it off with Chainlink. Chainlink is a newer project, so we will have to zoom in a little bit here. Chainlink is looking like it wants to make another run up. You're seeing, again, another just higher low right here. Did not go below this previous low prior to its first run up. And I think it's inevitable that we see another run up in Chainlink. Again, Ether went from... I watched Ether since I held Ether. I bought Ether at $60 per token, and I watched it go to $1,400. Just think about that. So Chainlink, again, Chainlink, first video I made on this channel. If you guys don't know that, I say that every time we talk about Chainlink. But been in Chainlink for the better part of, I mean, since I think I made this channel in what, like, when did I make it? In like February, March, like right around the lows. But Chainlink, I think we started talking about Chainlink at like, yeah, right around here at $2. Went all the way up to 20. So 10x, you see 10x right there. Ether like 1000x. So it's not crazy to see 1000x's in crypto. That's the crazy thing about it. And again, it does get speculative. If we see Chainlink go up to like $100, I think $100 is fairly reasonable. Like 5x this first high. I mean, it's possible. We've seen it happen before, so there's no reason for me to believe that we won't see it again, especially in this current retail-driven money printing environment. You guys, like, things can get so crazy so fast. Trust me when I say that. So just be prepared, you guys. We'll call it there. And again, you guys, like, just please drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about all this. I'm so freaking pumped to share this experience with you guys, because I remember how exciting this was for me back in 2017 when there was very little YouTubers out there that were talking about crypto at the time, but I still watched those guys. Big shout out to Data Dash, Modern Investor, 2 of my favorite channels in the space in regard to fundamentals. And Data Dash is a great channel. You guys go check them out if you haven't. But much love there. I've learned a lot from them, and it makes me so like grateful to be able to share my thoughts with with you and have you guys kind of look to me as I look to those individuals during the first rally. So super excited to see where things go. Super excited to share the journey with you guys. Please let me know in the comments down below what you're excited about, what news that you saw. Again, we will cover Riot and Marathon Patent Group. Some good news out of Mar that we will cover tomorrow once again in that stock talk. So stay tuned for that. But as always, you guys drop a comment, talk about whatever you want. Always love talking shop with you guys. Always love learning from you guys. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.